All right, we are on the way to Medicine Lake. Medicine Lake is in Jasper National Park, and I'm just coming back from Moline Lake where I took the boat cruise. So I'm on the way back down to Jasper. It's about a 1-hour ride, and I thought, why not do a video of Medicine Lake? And I don't know too much about Medicine Lake, but what I believe I recall hearing was that the original inhabitants of this area thought there was something very special about this lake because it would drain every year, and they really couldn't figure out where the water was going every year, and they thought it was the spirits taking the water and draining the lake. And as I recall, sometime back in the 60s or 70s, they were filling the lake with things like mattresses and cars. Now that could be a wise tale, but they were trying to plug the holes in the lake. So let's go take a look at the lake. I think there's a turnoff somewhere just up ahead. All right, if I'm not mistaken, this is Medicine Lake, and it's drained. And I could be mistaken. I'm going to continue up the road just a little bit and see, but I think that this is Medicine Lake right here. I think there's another turnoff just up ahead, but we'll go and check it out. All right, just along the road here are some beautiful wildflowers, and it gives you an idea as to just the diversity of beauty that you'll see here in Jasper National Park. Just really, really beautiful. I was correct. This is Medicine Lake, and I pulled up and I asked the folks that had found a nice not a campsite, but a rather scenic spot to just kind of sit and ponder life, if you will. So there is one end of the lake, I would imagine. It's somewhat drained, and as I pan over here to the right, you'll see that the lake starts to take some depth through the trees, right over through there. Rather large lake. All right, here's a view as I drive along a little bit further up, and you can see there's definitely water in the lake. So I don't know if it just drains at one end or not, but there you have Medicine Lake in Jasper National Park on a wonderful July afternoon. Alright, so I'm finding here in Jasper National Park, as in most national parks, that your best bet at seeing wildlife are to look for the traffic jams. Because when cars are stopped alongside of the road, such as this, it's usually indicative that there's some type of wildlife. And sure enough, as I get up here, there's a, I don't know, you call this a flock or a herd or a group, but look like some type of sheep or mountain goats, rather, if you will, and somebody stopping to feed them, which is what they really shouldn't do. So they're stopping to feed the goats here, and causing a little bit of a traffic jam, if you will. So let's can actually get these folks on video here and report them to the park ranger. Okay, there you go. So these folks here are feeding the animals. Oh, it's coming up looking for some food. Okay, there you go. You made YouTube.
Yes.
All right, let's continue on the way with the tour of Medicine Lake here in Jasper National Park. All right, I believe we're coming up to the other end of Medicine Lake, and it is there's quite a bit of water in this end of the lake. Maybe there'll be another vantage point down here at this end, looking back the other way. Alright, I found another place to pull over, and as you can see, there's a sign right here and that's pointing towards the Colon Range right up here. They have everything in French and English. So that right there is the Colon Range, right there. And then if I come back over, you'll see there's Medicine Lake right there, a rather nice view. And there's a nice bench here if you want to sit and ponder life, such as those people back there were doing. And just across the way, it says, across the lake lies the well-forested Malign Range. The sandstones and shales which make up this easternmost of the Rocky Mountain ranges have been rounded by the passage of glacial ice. So you can see just over here. Compare this with the Colon Range behind you. It's the most westerly of the Front Ranges. The steeply dipping limestone beds there offered little opportunity for trees to become established. So you can see through the trees there are the mountain ranges that are rounded by the glacier ice. Alright, it would appear that I made it to the stop, the tourist destination, if you will, where I'm sure they'll have some information about the lake itself. So we'll go see if there's something that tells us whether that was myth or not about the people trying to stuff mattresses and stuff in the bottom of the lake. Let's go take a look. At this end of the lake, there's some great information about the lake. I'm reading here, it says, the mystery of Medicine Lake. In summer, Medicine Lake looks like any other lake in Jasper National Park, but by October, the lake vanishes, replaced until spring by a shallow stream winding sluggishly across mud flats to a few small pools. The water depth varies as much as 20 meters through the year. Much of the time, the lake has no visible outlet. Indians believe the disappearance of the lake was by big medicine or magic, and they feared it. And then continuing on, it says the mystery was solved. The bedrock in this part of the Malign Valley fractured severely during uplift. Rainwater and snow melt entered cracks and slowly dissolved a network of underground passages. The upper Malign River sinks into these passages through many openings in the valley floor. In summer, the meltwater from snow and glacier swells the river, exceeding what the underground system can carry. The surplus water, dammed by a massive rock slide to the north, floods the basin and forms Medicine Lake. At the onset of the cooler weather in late August, the inflow is less than the drainage into the caves. The lake level drops, exposing the bottom until the cycle begins again the following summer. And then lastly, they say, man and Medicine Lake. In the 1950s, fluctuating water levels hampered ferry service on the lake. A dam was proposed but never built, and an unsuccessful attempt was made to block the sink points using sandbags, mattresses, and bundles of magazines. Recently, the outflow of the underground system has been traced to a large group of springs in the Athabasca Valley, 17 kilometers down valley from here. Although this may be the world's largest underground stream, the entrances are small and debris-choked, and the passages remain frustratingly inaccessible. So there you have it, folks. There's the story of beautiful Medicine Lake in Jasper National Park.